Welcome to Studio X Virtual. My name is Destiny and I'm going to take you through just a quick little stretch flow that I love to throw in either before or after my workout or when I'm just feeling a little tight or tired on any day. All you're going to need for this stretch is a Pilates ring. Let's go ahead and meet sitting down towards the back half of your mat and then extend your legs nice and long here. Now I'm starting with my legs just about hip distance apart and I want feet flexed. So I'm pulling my toes up towards the ceiling. I'm showing off my grippy socks to the wall in front of me. Now taking your Pilates ring, we have these two little cushions here. I'm gonna grip onto one of those cushions and then place the opposite one onto the ball of my foot. Now we always want that little cushion on the ball so that as we flex the foot, we get a deeper stretch into our hamstring here. So I'm actively, gently pulling on that ring. I'm firing on my left calf and my left hammy here. And then I take my left hand, I grip that ring, my right arm is circling up and over to find a little spinal twist. So I'm still stacking my spine up nice and tall as I open up my chest to the right wall, reaching the fingertips back. I inhale, sweeping that hand back to center, gripping onto that ring, and then opposite arm sweeps up and over, finding a little spinal twist here, reaching back, looking towards those fingertips. So we inhale, sweeping the arm to center, and then we exhale as we open, twist. Staying active through the feet here. Inhale, gripping onto the ring, and then exhale, open, reach to twist. Let's do one more in each direction. Right arm opens, good. Spreading those collarbones nice and wide. Returning to center, and then last time. Left arm, spinal twist, I reach, and then slowly return back to center. So gripping onto the ring with both hands here, keeping those feet nice and flexed. I lift my left leg up as I bend through my elbows wide to find a deeper stretch here. Then we inhale, sit up nice and tall. On your exhale, chin to chest, finding a roll down, letting your opposite heel drag along your mat as you melt your spine down one bone at a time. We come all the way down, head and shoulders relax to the ground here. Once I find myself in that supine position, I just start to flex and point through that top foot. My bottom foot is still flexed, so I'm staying active. I'm digging down through that bottom heel. As I flex my top foot, I find a deep stretch through the calf, all the way down the leg into the hamstring, and then I point. Good, exhale, flex to stretch. Inhale, we point. Let's do these last 4. Good, we'll hold that flex in 3. We'll start to bend and extend through this top knee in 2. And then on the one we point, we flex, we hold. Then from here, I just start to bend through my top knee, extend the leg, pull it closer to the chest, maybe lifting the chest, curl high. Lower the head, we bend through the top knee, we extend through that top leg. Can you pull a little closer as you bring the chest towards the thigh? Good, let's go for 3 more here. We bend, exhale, extend. Good, last and final 2. And exhale, waking up that hip. And last one here, we bend, inhale. Exhale, reach the foot to the sky, pull the chest to the quad for 3. Head comes down in 2, and then on the one, relax through the head and those shoulders. Take that ring into the closest hand, opposite arm reaches out to a half T. You can do palm up or down. Palm down, you might feel more grounded. We open up the leg to the outside. So my left leg is opening up to the left. I'm bending through my left elbow to pull my foot closer and closer past my shoulder here. Then I'm taking that right hip bone and pushing down into the floor, squaring off through those hips. Good, then slowly sweep the leg to center, grabbing onto the opposite hand on the ring. Then closest arm comes down, palm down to feel more grounded, and I open the leg to the opposite side, reaching toes past the opposite shoulder, and I go just as far as I can, feeling that IT band start to stretch, but I want that left hip to be pressing down still. Hold for 3. We go back for that inner thigh in 2. And then on the one, back to center, taking it into the same side hand. And then we open up that hip, opening up that inner thigh for 3. Good, 1 more stretch to the opposite side in 2. And then on the one, we find center. We take it through that opposite hand, find that half T shape with the arm. Keep pushing down from that same side hip as the leg that's extending long, holding here for 3. See how it feels to point and flex the foot for 2. And then on the one, sweep to center, both hands gripping onto that ring. Last stretch, we go for a half happy baby. So my right arm comes down to my mat. I bend my left knee out to the side as I pull my left elbow down towards my mat here. I'm flexing through my left foot, so trying to pull my left knee towards my shoulder. Good, holding here. Maybe we start to extend and bend through that left leg. Good, we're here for 3. We come back to center in 2. And then on this last one, we extend, we sweep to center, gripping onto that ring here. And then let's find a roll up. We go inhale, prepare. Exhale, chin to chest. Keeping the arms and the legs long, we pull on that ring, we lift, stacking the spine, and then we lower that left leg to the ground. Let's go for that other side. So I'm hooking the little cushion of my ring onto the ball of my right foot this time. I start with that spinal twist here. So taking it into my right hand, I inhale, I sweep one arm out and across behind me, reaching those fingertips long, stacking through the spine. Inhale, sweep the arm back to center. Switch arms, exhale, spinal twist, we reach. Good, can we reach a little further, sit up taller. Inhale, arm comes back to center. And then exhale, we open, spinal twist, opening up through the collarbones in the chest. Keep flexing through those feet. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, we open. We have one more each direction. Little half circle forward. And exhale, open twist. Then one more time, inhale, sweep to center. Exhale, we open, we hold for 3. Good, 2. And then on the 1, we come back to center and we pause here. Roll the shoulders back and down. We lift that right leg up as we bend those elbows wide, and then we're going for that roll down. We inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, chin to chest. We let the left heel drag on the ground as we slowly roll all the way down to that supine position. So we're on our back here. Shoulders come back and down. Try to square off your hips. So both sides of my hips are pressing into the floor. I hold and then I just start to flex and point through the foot. Good. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex to deepen that stretch. So I'm feeling my right calf all the way down into my hamstring. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Option to add that curl. So we lift the chest to the thighs, we bend those elbows. I lower my head, I point through my toes. We flex to bend. Good, lift the chest, deepening that stretch through the back side of the body here. Let's do these last 3. Good, we lower, we inhale, point. Exhale, flex to stretch. Last 2. And then on the 1, we point, inhale. Exhale, we flex, find that deep stretch, maybe lifting the chest to the thigh, holding here for 3. Good, we'll open up that hip in 2. And then on the 1, we lower the shoulder blades, lower the head, extend through those arms. Now my right hand is gripping onto the ring since I have the ball of my right foot on that opposite cushion. My left arm comes out to the side. I'm gonna go palm down to feel a little bit more supported here. And then I open up that right leg out to the side as I bend through my right elbow. I'm pulling my right elbow towards the floor. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. Keeping that right forearm and wrist nice and strong and straight. Trying to pull the right toes past the right shoulder. We hold here for an inhale. And then exhale. We slowly drag it across through center. And then I take it into that left hand, going for that IT stretch here. Good, so sweeping it across, trying to get those right toes past my left shoulder, but keeping that right hip pressing down. Good, inhale back to center, and exhale, switch. Good. Let's do one more across. Bring it into that left hand. Right arm comes down, finding that IT, maybe seeing how it feels to point, flex. Good, then come back to center. Let's go for bend and extend here. So we inhale, we bend through that right knee. We exhale, we extend through that leg, gently tugging down on the ball of the foot. Good. Inhale, we bend. Exhale, we flex as we extend. Let's go for these last and final 3. Good. We'll go for a half happy baby. In 2. And on this last one, inhale, bend. Exhale, flex to extend, pause. Opening up that right leg out to the side. Right arm can come to, left arm can come to the ground. And then we bend at the right elbow, bend at the right knee. Keeping that right foot nice and flexed here. Try to push that opposite hip down, so squaring off your hips as you find that deep stretch. Opening up through the inner thigh, through the hip. Good. Option to extend and bend through that right knee. Good, we're here for 4. We come back to center in 3. Good, last and final 2. Can you extend a little further? And last one, rebend, extend, find center, gripping onto that ring with both hands. Good, now inhale to prepare. Exhale, chin to chest. We find that roll up. Good, arms and legs are nice and long here, lowering that right heel down gently to the mat. Now last little bit, we unhook that ring from our foot. I'm gonna go ahead and cross my ankles and then come forward into a child's pose variation here. So knees come towards the center of the mat, knees come as wide as is comfortable, big toes touch, and then settle your booty down onto your heels. Reaching that ring out nice and long, about an arm's length distance away, I place the palms of my hands onto the cushion of my ring. Maybe we go a little bit further. I reach as I gently push down on that ring. I melt my chest below my arms, between my thighs, towards my mat here. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, we stretch. With the palms elevated, I can get a little deeper to the front of my shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, stretch. One more time here. Inhale. Exhale, reaching the heart to the floor for 3. One more spinal twist in 2. And then on the 1, we lift the chest, gentle arch through that upper back, and then bring the ring just a few inches towards you here. Now left hand comes down to the cushion. I reach that right arm up to the sky as I open up my chest to the right. Inhaling here, and then exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left, finding a little thread the needle, a little shoulder stretch. Good, we're here for 3. Melting a little deeper for 2. And then on the 1, push into your ring as you extend your left arm, right arm reaches to the ceiling, rolling out that wrist in one direction, and then the other. Let's go for that second side to finish off. So right palm comes down to the cushion of your ring here, reaching that left arm up to the sky, opening up your chest. Deep breath in. Exhale, thread the left arm underneath the right as you lower your shoulder down towards your mat here. Good, getting that shoulder stretch for 3. Getting a little bit deeper for 2. And then on the 1, push down into your ring, extend that right arm, extend your left arm to the sky, rolling out that left wrist in one direction, and then the other. Taking both hands down, one more child's pose, walk the ring out further, melt your chest down between your thighs, holding here for 3. We come up in 2, and then on the 1, push into that cushion, lift through the chest, arch the upper back, and that is it. I hope you feel nice and long and lengthened, and I will see you next time.